Matt.
Jane. It's just like high school, isn't it?
It is. So, newly separated,
Mm-hmm. 2 years.
with the same lady for a long time.
Yep.
I would imagine at your age it would be incredibly daunting to even think about socialising again as a single person.
It's a funny thing, you actually, because you're socialising in a familiar environment, you actually think you're really good at socialising, and you think you know yourself, and then what happens is your friendships all kind of disperse, and you're left going, I really feel like a fish out of water again, like I feel like I'm 14 again, and I don't know how to socialise, and I don't know who I am because I've had a long-term relationship, and you sort of, your identity has been merged into that relationship. So when you come to do this sort of thing, it's like, I'm not sure what my story is, and I remember the first couple of dinners I went to, it was like, I didn't know what story to run.
Yeah.
You know, as in run my authentic story.
Yeah, but how to explain, you know, when
explain
somebody
it,
says, you know, what do you do and how long have you been single for, or whatever they ask,
So
you've got to have your standard cocktail party lines to deliver.
your elevator.
Yeah, chat.
Yeah. And because you know, you go to a dinner.
Do you chat to people in elevators?
Not normally, no.
I always do, just to make them feel like comfortable.
I like to stand at the front and look back towards everybody, you know, like.
No, I when I say I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, I do it because it's like, it's just such a weird thing, an elevator. An elevator is the most unnatural environment that you get in a box with a whole heap of strangers and you get really close in each other's space and you're stuck there for a few seconds as you move. So I like to kind of face them and chat.
So I just had a vision of what you and I used to do when we meet at parties.
What did we used to do?
Might have to edit this bit.
I don't know what we used
I'm
to
not
do.
going to reenact it tonight.
Oh my gosh, memory loss.
Yeah.
All right, back to you and re-entering the dating game, or not dating game actually, it was re-entering the social game. And I think this is one of the things that is important for people to realise. It's called social aid, not dating aid, and that's for a reason, because it is about helping people to socially engage at whatever stage they're at in life.
Being the person that I am, I like to tell other people what to do. And I remember having a conversation about you that it really should be about just socialising and get together and having dinners. And you said, Matt, that's what it is. And I went, how come I've not seen that? Like,
Right, so you didn't see that at first. At first there was some other thought processes going on.
That's the thing. I mean, we're also used to dating things,
Yeah.
whether it be online dating or anything else. It's a dating thing.
Yeah.
And
It's basically if boys meets girls, it's dating.
well, to get that pretense out of the way and just kind of go along and go, I'm actually just here to have dinner with 5 other people and help the conversation flow such that everybody goes away having a good time. Like, that was my intention when I went in there, and I think, you know, if you come along with your own intention, which isn't like I'm here to make a good impression, it's just like I'm just here to be who I am. And it's amazing how, you know, when you get there you find out, well, everybody else is pretty much as nervous as you are.
Yeah.
And I'm always late, so I'm the last to walk in and everybody else is already, and it's quite awkward, so.
What about the dreaded L word? And it's not love.
Lunch.
No, it's not lunch. It's loneliness. I think this is something that, as a society, we all feel at different times in our lives. Sometimes you can be in a relationship and you can feel the loneliest you've ever felt. Other times, when you're in a relationship, you can feel incredibly not lonely. However, when a marriage ends, particularly if there's children involved, many people it goes to being shared custody, so it could be 1 week of incredible intensity where you've got your children with you and you've got all of the commitments that come with that, and then the next week there you are in a home by yourself, no routine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could get all philosophical and I could say it doesn't matter whether you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, whatever, there's always loneliness. So it doesn't matter, it's not going to change. But I think the other thing that I remember going through is I can't do it on the weeks that I've got the girls. And then all of a sudden I realised they had their own lives. They were actually happy for me not to be there. I didn't necessarily need to be completely open about what I was doing because I was just out having dinner with friends. I mean, what else was I going to say? I didn't know what was going to happen, so it was just dinner with friends. And so I think it's that.
And most children are actually happy to see their parents doing that. And again, that's the beautiful thing. It's called social aid. It's not dating aid. So telling children, you know, I'm not going off to find a replacement for your mum, you know, which can be very threatening to children, or a replacement for your dad. It's not that. It's I'm lonely, or I am wanting adult company, and I need to be making some new friends. My life has changed a lot, and I'm going to be doing that now.
The thing that I think some parents get hung up on is that our kids come first, and I'm sorry, that's just wrong.
Oh, big statement.
Big statement. Because I've spoken to a lot of parents or a lot of people that are single, and they've said, if I'm not being authentic and living my life, then I can't be a good parent.
You're actually not being
Because
a good role model.
I'm not being a good role model.
That's
so I'm
right.
not saying that you have to come first, but there has to be a balance between doing the right thing for your kids and doing the right thing for yourself.
And it's a little
caring
bit
for
like
yourself.
that aeroplane thing where, you know, you must put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can help anybody else.
Yeah, if you're not healthy, then you're not.
Or happy dad, happy life.
Yeah.
No, daddy not happy, teenagers not happy.
Teenagers. Don't get me started about teenagers. Love
That
my
has two
teenagers.
beautiful teenage girls.
Yeah.
So you also mentioned about the busyness of you couldn't go to social aid dinners or events on the week that you've got the children. That we have a way to handle that, don't we? So what we do is we send out a calendar, a link, online link every month, and you give us the dates that you can do, and we plan the dinners on the nights that you are free.
Well, yeah, I think that's the thing too, because there's this perception that it has to be every week or it has to be every other week, and the reality is that I think a lot of people I've spoken to, they go through cycles. I'm ready for lots of dinners. No, I need to chill for a while, and so they'll drop out a little bit, and then they'll come back to it, and you know, you do it when your energy's in the right place. So.
Well, I think that's actually why we made the policy where you can put your membership on hold. So it's not like a gym membership, but if you're not using it, time's still ticking, you can put your membership on hold, you can get it extended for a certain period. So it is designed to be flexible around the busy person, whether you travel a lot for work, or whether you need to go into your man cave for a while or girl cave for a while, that's all okay. Whether you're ready to come out and socialise and have as many opportunities as possible.
I mean, it's a funny thing. It's like I used to be in employment, so I would employ people, and I would appreciate that you can only employ the people that are in the market at the time.
Yeah.
So by going for a couple of months and then maybe not going for a month, new people will come in, and then you can get reinvigorated and go back into it. So yeah, you got to play the game a little bit, but that's part of it. So
What's been the most challenging thing for you at social aid, do you think?
I can relate to the sitting in the car getting anxious.
Yeah.
A lot of people have spoken about that.
Was that at your first dinner or at several dinners, or has
goes on
that
for a while.
eased off?
Yeah.
Did you find that it eased off and you did get to a point where you just turned up and you got out the car and there was no anxiety?
When I got past that pretense of I was here to meet my mate and I was just here to hang out with a few people,
Yeah.
and I started to think of it more as I'm going to dinner with a bunch of friends, not I'm going to dinner with a bunch of people I've never met before. I don't know who they are. There's probably some kooks in there as well, and some weirdos. But no.
Three-headed green, one-eyed monsters.
Yeah. So you're just going to dinner with a bunch of friends, adults, grown-ups. You don't have to talk about teenagers if you don't want to, kids, and you just got me time, and yeah, you just get to enjoy it and meet different people. So yeah.
What would you say to, there are some parents that I've met, single parents that have said, I'm not going to socialise now, it's not my time, I'm going to wait until my children are off my hands, until the children are independent and doing their own thing.
Other than bluntly look after yourself, no, that's not the right thing to do. Especially if they're kids that have got their own lives, you need to look after your own heart as well and show them that that's as important, that you don't put things on hold when it's such an important part of you. I mean, it's a real kind of deep thing to have your heart intact and not be the person that you need to be, or find somebody to share it with. And I remember that was the thing about it. I used to think I'm too busy, I'm running a business and trying to get out of the business. I've got this going on, I've got that going on. It's just all too busy. I don't have time. But then I went, well, so I'll just find somebody that also has a similar amount of limited time but just wants to share moments together. And so it doesn't have to be living in each other's pockets the whole time, or you'll find somebody that's appropriate, or I hope to.
When you first separated, did you really throw yourself into your work and become a workaholic to kind of take up the hours, particularly on the weeks that you didn't have your children?
Yes.
Yeah, did I? Apparently. Yeah, I think you throw yourself into whatever inspires you. You just take that energy and use it in different ways. And I think for me that just espouses the person that I am. That I believe that my best chance of meeting people was to just be inspired about what I'm doing. But as others have always said, but I don't come across new people. I remember having a conversation. I was doing some coaching with a lady in Melbourne who was half my age, and talking to her about various things. And we had this bet going to see how many dates we could go on in a period of time. And I'm going, okay, so what's the number? I was keen to have a go at this bet sort of thing. And she goes, well, I reckon 6 is a reasonable number. I go, yeah, I could do about 6 in a year. She goes, no, 6 in a month. I don't even meet 6 new people in a month.
But that through me you do. I can do 6 dates in a month for you.
So now I can do it in 2 dinners.
That's right.
Yeah. In the bed.
You know, there's the platinum service. We also have the one-on-one introductions, and that can happen as well.
Yeah, that certainly accelerated my chances.
So any advice, any tips that you want to give somebody that is thinking about doing this to help them to have a really good experience, particularly if they're newly separated or divorced and wanting to put their toe in the water for the first time?
I'm going to say the one thing, it's kind of like the elephant in the room, and that is that some of us struggle or try the online dating and it doesn't work. It's very kind of, flat. And the thing about it is you don't get the energy. The energy doesn't come across in that form, in that environment. And there are people that you might not necessarily be attracted to on face value, but when you get to feel their energy and connect with them eye to eye, toe to toe, or in a room, all of a sudden there's some attraction which you say, if that person had been presented to me in a photo, I wouldn't have been interested for whatever reason.
Right.
But the minute you feel their energy and their enthusiasm and what they're inspired by, you kind of go, this is a lot more attractive than I thought. And so, yeah.
No idea how often I see that play out, particularly with our platinum service, which is the one-on-one introductions. When I was first trialing that several years ago, looking at what model how we wanted to really do it, I shared photos. So we grabbed some sample pieces and shared photos. And most of the guys said yes, they would like to meet the lady. Most of the ladies said no, they didn't want to meet the man. And I went, right, we're not doing photos.
Yeah.
So if they pay me, they trust me, that I'm not going to embarrass them, that I'm going to put them with like-minded people. And so far, touch wood, 100% of the introductions have been good dates. Now, that doesn't mean that they've wanted to see each other again, that nobody has said, I can't understand why you put me with that person. And yet, if I'd shared photos, most of the women would not have gone ahead with that.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys are up against online.
Yeah.
And as I said with somebody else, is that this is what men do on Tinder, swipe right, which for those of you that don't know what Tinder is, it's where they're saying, I'd like to meet, and swiping left means rejection. And so and the girls are going left, reject.
So I've been doing it wrong all this time.
That's gorgeous.
Still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Tinder doesn't work,
Yeah, and so the same thing was going on when I did my experiment with introductions with the photos. So identical thing is going to be going on online for you guys, is that the girls are judging inaccurately off a photo. So we've got to get rid of this self-sabotaging structure. And we have to get back to face-to-face, which is what has happened for millenniums right up until now. And maybe if we have a look here, real social networking, face-to-face. So that's absolutely what we have to get back to, because that enables you guys to not be swiped left or next on online dating, or any other fast
What's that other one?
assessments.
Thanks for your inquiry, but not really interested at the moment. Thanks.
Yeah, you're gonna have tough skin, don't you?
Mm.
Thank you so much. I look forward to continuing to grow and meet heaps of people and having a good time.
No worries.
Thanks, Matt.